Kuzampola. Namaste, good morning to all respected online viewers. Long live their majesties, long live our leaders, and long live our friendship. Welcome to this online yoga workshop, Embassy of India, Tipu ICCR Nehru Wangchu Culture Center. Yoga teacher, KVSSN Murthy here. My true prayers to the Almighty to see all the best things to their majesties in the whole Bhutan. Uh, Coming to the today's practices, today also we have a very good lineup of practices, sun salutations and remaining standing and sitting, and after that some kind of advanced practices also. So even people can catch today's schedule for their regular routine also. This is very simple and very effective. Coming to the sun salutation, so when you have traditional belief of chanting of this mantras and sloka, bija akshara, attachment of this sun salutations, you can follow, or you can follow only physical exercises. So take a long, deep, slow inhalation and exhalation. So soon after finishing your warm-up, you can choose sun salutations, or you can choose sun salutations as a good warm-up. So lift your both the arms with inhalation, then keep your both the palms together about to the head called Kailasha Mudra. Then slowly bring your Pranamasan down at your chest level called Anahata Pranamasan. So coming to chantings. Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tatvam Pushan Apavrunu Satya Dharmaya Drustaye. Om Hram Hrim Hrum Hraim Hraum Raha Mitra Ravisurya Bhanu Kagapusna Hiranya Garbhamaricha Aditya Savitra Arka Bhaskaraya Namaha. And stretch your arms forward, lift your arms up, Hasta Uttanasana. So here once pull up, and from there slight or medium or deep back bend Ardha Chandra or Ardha Chakrasana. Again slowly keep your body straight. Then again pull up yourself. When you have lower back issues or blood pressure issues or heart elements or facial disorders, don't go for forward bends in your regular activities also. So remaining people, but very slowly go for standing forward bend, Pada Hasta Asana, till the floor or till the ankle neck or till your convenient space, and keep your body completely bent and keep your head inside. Then after that, right leg is your back leg, Asva Sanchalanasana, push your body down as well as forward and lift your chin up. Very simple and effective practice for the stretching of the leg, hip and pelvic. And right, back leg straight on the toes. Coming to Santulanasana or Dandasana, both the legs straight, lift your knees against the gravity, be on the toes and be on the palm support. Then completely press your body down towards the floor, or Ashtanga Namaskarasana. Slightly lift your hips up and keep your chest and two palms and chin out, forehead and knees, and the toes should become down on the floor. And push your body forward like a sea wave, lift the body up. And coming to posture called Bhujangasana or lifted head cobra posture. Very simple exercise. It's a good remedy for the lower back issues as well as above back issues. But don't hang your body in between the shoulders. Against the shoulders, lift the body, lift the chin up, keep stretch your throat up. And back leg straight on the toes, back leg knee up, and slowly push your body inside called Parvatasana. And right leg is your forward leg again called Asva Sanchalanasana, horse riding posture. And from there back leg straight, back leg knee up against the gravity, then join your back leg to the forward leg called Asva Sanchalanasana. Completely press your body inside and lift your arms and lift your body at a time up, Hasta Uttanasana. Again once completely pull yourself up and slightly or medium or deep back bend. Then again keep your body straight and Pranamasana about to the head. Then slowly keep your Pranamasana down at your chest level called Anahata Pranamasana. So give a small rest for your lungs and for your body. Then after that, with inhalation lift your arms, and with exhalation wide your hands, then turn your palms, then slowly get back to normal. Then after that, wide your legs but still keep your toes straight or inside, lock your hands back. Again few seconds making rest to keep your body further relaxation. Then come straight. So today is our first exercise, Ardha Padma Vrikshasana or half lotus tree posture. So it's basically standing exercises, very simple, effective posture. But please remember, when you have knee issues or ankle, neck issues or any other issues related joints, avoid this practice, or you can wear knee caps or ankle caps, or still please take advice from the yoga teacher or physician. So this time fold your right leg like a half lotus. So try to catch your right leg, ankle or toes with the left hand to make a further grip. Then once you will come in the posture, leave your two hands, lift your arms up and stay now. And this is also kind of Vrikshasana variation. And stay here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and very slowly come back, release the posture and relaxations. So when you are getting into the yoga practices, instead of folding your leg on the thigh, inner thigh, you can fold your legs on the above thighs or inside the lower abdomen also. This is very effective posture for leg stretching, for thigh stretching, as well as to making the concentration. So coming to opposite side, the same Vrikshasana, opposite side, half lotus, Ardha Padma Vrikshasana. So first keep your body alert, come to the pre position or Samasthiti, and check your breath and rest and mat. And after that, fold your left leg and catch your left leg ankle with the right hand. So like against your ankle, against your right arm, press your knee inside down. So soon after that, please observe that kind of strain at the knee and the quad muscle. Then keep your body straight. Then slowly leave your arms for stretching, and further lift your arms up for Pranamasana with inhalation and stay here. So try to gaze your concentration at one point in front of you so that your balance will be safe side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then very slowly wide your both hands, then turn your hands down and slowly get back to normal. Then soon after that, catch your ankle of the folded leg with the right hand. Then slowly rest your leg, relax your leg, and then free your legs and free your hands. Just take a long, deep, slow inhalation and exhalation. Then soon after that, Vishramasana or Vishranti Asana. Lock your hands back in between your legs, create a small gap but still keep your toes straight, and few seconds, keep time for breath. And our next standing posture is called right angle posture or Samakona Asana. So basically this will improve the posture, as well as it will relieve the tension in between the shoulder blades. Also it will relieve the some of these strains and sprains related to the above back muscle. So basically it is good posture for the people who wants to keep their body posture well. Also when you are more working in front of the computers and screens and mobiles, so recently one recent disorders found that computer vision syndrome. So that is basically regarding eyes, but also related to your above back and shoulders and the neck. So especially for the people who have been working in front of the screens, for them this kind of exercises will give you definite benefit. So keep your both the legs in proper distance, medium or maximum, but still keep your toes straight or slightly inside for more balance. And after that, both the hands should come on the thighs. Then slowly slide your both the hands down till the knees. Then after that, keep your body parallel to the floor. Then after that, open your one hand forward and few seconds observe the strain. So if you are so convenient in that angle only, keep your other arm up. But please remember, it will give some kind of stretch at the hamstring muscle at the calf region also. Come back. So this time, still keep your body arranged like a parallel position. Then slowly lift your two arms up. You can open your two hands or interlock your hands, or just keep your head down and keep your both the hands stretched forward and stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. Slowly keep your one hand down on the knee, second hand down also on the knee. Lift your chin and slowly push your body up. And while lifting the body, slightly bend the knees for taking more support from the leg level. So here keep your body straight. Soon after that, lock your hands back, keep your chest wide and lift, and long, deep, slow inhalations and exhalations. Still, if you want extra relaxation, just fold your legs and down. Fold your legs and down. Second counts and third counts and relaxations. Enough, come back. And our next posture also related to the right angle posture called Dvikona Asana, double angle posture, to make that body posture improvement, as well as to stretch your hands and shoulders and neck. Especially it will give some good relaxation in between the shoulders. So right here also just try to make space in between your legs at your convenient space, medium or maximum. And here also both the hands should come down on the thighs to keep your body parallel. So even though when you are bending, so don't crunch your back or don't hunch your back. So here, right, first of all open your right arm to the right side and then slowly come back. Left arm to the left side, and this is also kind of pre-forms of the actually form. Then come back. Then here take care while doing, open your two hands to the side stretch. So still arrange your both the legs straight and turn your head down and stay now. So here you can put your both the hands on two chairs if you have chair help. This is also helpful posture with the props. Or you can lock your two hands above back. Then completely one way pull yourself up and try to push your body down with the head and chest support. And few seconds stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Slowly come back here. Keep your right hand on the thigh, left hand on the thigh. Lift your chin up and slightly bend your knees to push your body relaxedly. Then slowly come to the normal again. Soon after that, lock your hands back and close your eyes. After doing this kind of postures, when people will feel kind of dizziness or giddiness, please remember they may have issues with the low blood pressure. So right, just fold your legs and down, fold your legs and down. 3, 2 and 1. Then relaxations enough. Lock your hands back and few seconds break for the breath. Okay, now coming to next exercise, side plank Santulana Asana, or so we can call it as a Parshva Santulana Asana or side plank posture. So I am requesting my video technician to come on my right side or left side. So first of all, try to sit normal on the floor. Then after that, just fold your two legs to the right side and to the left side. Just go for your pre-exercises for the actually posture. Even beginning of the yoga class also you can do warm-ups, or before like commencing every posture also you can do a simple pre-warm-ups for that concerned posture. Okay, come back. So here keep your both the legs straight, both the arms slant, then take a long deep inhalation and exhalation. Alright, take care while doing this kind of posture. This will give you lots of strain on the hand. If you have already issues with the arm or palm or forearm or elbow, so avoid doing, or you can take support of the prop. So right, this time turn your body on your right side. Both the legs, keep your both the legs in a same angle. Above leg should come down on the below leg. So your that below hand, maybe right hand and left hand, keep it well. So this is itself a kind of mermaid posture or Jalakanya Asana. It is good for the side ab stretch as well as shoulder ball stretch. But from here we are doing actually posture, simple side plank posture. Use your remaining arm till you are lifting the body. Then once you lifted your body, keep your above hand on the thigh and stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Slowly come back down to the floor. Then soon after that, rest your legs, rest your hands, especially like people require some of the resting for the shoulders and the arms. And soon after that, still you can choose butterfly movement also to give more relaxation to the legs and hips. So this kind of balancing postures will definitely give the awareness, and also it will improve the balance, and especially the side plank postures will be good for the people who wants to look forward their abdominal health, especially peripheral skin and muscles. So that will be getting tight because of the simple postures. So right, alternate side, same exercise here. open your both the legs on other side, put your left hand or that concerned opposite side hand on the floor, and few seconds maintain this Jalakanyasana first, midnight posture. Then after that, try to put your remaining arm on the floor till you lifted your body. The remaining arm help may require. Then once completely lift the body, then open your below hand, put it on the body and stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then very slowly come back, rest and relaxations enough. Then slowly keep your body straight again. Like one small relaxation technique again required for the shoulders. 1 and 2, one clockwise rotation and anti-clockwise rotation. Then after that, choose butterfly movement or knee turns to give more relaxation to the hips and the thighs. 1 and 2 and relaxations enough. Come back. So while using this same technique, side plank posture or Parshva Santulanasana, we have next exercise called Vasistha Asana or Sage Vasistha. While doing the same exercise, we are lifting that above leg. Take care while doing so. This is what we call double balancing postures. So try to put your right hand on the floor, keep your arm vertical. So try to keep your both the legs together, but one leg on the second leg must be positioned here. Then same exercise here doing Parshva Santulanasana. First lift the body, then take care of your below leg, then slowly lift your above leg up, catch your leg or catch your knee to lift that leg and stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then slowly come back to normal and relax the posture. Then soon after that again choose proper way of relaxation for the legs and for the shoulders. And here in this exercise, so leg stretching as well as arm strengthening as well as abdomen fitness. So altogether 4 to 5 different muscles will get involved in this kind of postures. And the same Vasistha Asana, opposite side says Vasistha posture, and opposite side will be your left hand. Keep your left hand down vertically on the floor. Rest of the body, first of all adjust your body, and one leg on the second leg must be positioned here. Then try to lift your total body up. Take care of your below leg as a proper supporter and above leg up, and catch your toe or catch your ankle and concentrate on any one point to keep your balance well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then slowly come back, relax and release the posture. So initially no need to stay more timing in the yoga postures. Initially 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds enough to get into the practices. Once you will have more time, you want to do more exercises, and at that case only you can give more time. And then slowly come back. Now take a long deep inhalation and exhalation. So our next exercise, archer's posture, Dhanurakarshanasana. So here in this posture we have many other formats also, other variations, Akarna Dhanurasana or Dhanurakarshanasana. So today we are doing Dhanurakarshanasana, cross leg and cross hand posture. So that is also for leg stretching and thigh stretching and arm stretching. So lots of benefits in one posture. So according to your flexibility you can choose this posture. So I am requesting my video technician to slightly come in front of me. So first keep your both the legs straight and slightly slant your body for initial relaxation posture called Sukha Dandasana or Vishranti Asana. So long deep inhalation and exhalation. Alright, so this time keep your both the legs straight and come to Samasthiti or pre-position. So take care while doing this kind of postures. Basically it will give lots of strain on the knee. After that it will give relaxation also on the knee at the thigh level. But please remember to do to do with care. So right, fold your right leg and open your left hand to catch your leg. First check the balance. 1, 2 and 3, come back. Okay. Opposite side same thing. First pre-positions required. As we mentioned that pre-positions required to check the balance, to check the postures, the income strides. This long deep inhalation and exhalation. Alright, after that open your right hand or left hand to the cross leg. Suppose if you opened your left hand towards your right leg, Then try to fold your left leg inside. Then catch your left leg toe with the right hand to press your leg inside towards the ear or towards the chin and stay now. 1, 2, 3. So basically your above elbow should go back, or you can lift it up also if you want more stretching. 7, 8, 9, and then slowly straight and come back. Relaxation. Then very slowly rest your hands and keep your both the arms slant back and long, slow and deep inhalation and exhalation. Then slowly come back. So the same archer's posture opposite side. So fold your, open your right hand to the left leg side, and this time fold your right leg. Then put it inside. Catch your alternate side hand. Then try to catch. Then completely lift your leg towards your ear or towards your chin and stay now. So you can catch your both the leg toes, or you can catch your both the leg ankles according to your flexibility. You can do this exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 relaxations enough. Then slowly come back to normal. So today we did this Dhanurakarshana posture, archer's posture, and another variation Akan Dhanurasana we will do next week. So long, slow and deep inhalation and exhalation. As we mentioned that after every posture we require some of the post stretches also. So you can choose butterfly, or you can choose knee turns, or you can choose still other way of exercises to give more relaxation to the body. Then come back, relaxation. So today's our last posture is Grivasana or neck posture. This is advanced posture when you have neck issues or ear issues or any other issues related to shoulders or above back. Better to totally avoid this session. Alright, so I'm again requesting to my video technician to come on my right side or left side. So for this posture, some relaxation required in the form of Shavasana or in the form of any convenient posture. So long, deep inhalation, exhalation. After this relaxation posture, first of all, keep your both the hands together and legs together. So here still, if you want, drive the head on the right side and on the left side, just do that for extra relaxation for the especially neck level. Then after that, fold your both the legs. Then observe carefully and try to put your both the hands at your ears by turning your fingers inside. That should come on the floor. And first lift your trunk up, lift your body, lift your chest up and observe the convenience. Then once you will able to do this exercise, then only try to put your head on the floor. Alright, and now this time keep your both the legs in a proper way. That should give proper support of your total body. Then here you can put your both the hands on the floor for extra balance, or if you want more advanced balance, you can lift your both the arms up and stay here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then very slowly come back. Keep your both the hands down and slightly tilt your shoulders. Then after that, turn your hands inside at your ears. Keep your both the palms by turning your fingers inside. Then lift your head and rest your head back on the floor and slowly keep your body down. Then soon after that, so in this same Hrasva Stambhasana, relax in this shortened form of pillar posture. And after giving proper relaxation to the neck and to the spine and to the lower back, and stretch your both the legs forward. Again, soon after your Shavasana, it is a required head movement to the right side and to the left side, to the right side and to the left side, and to the right side and also left side. Relaxations, come back. Again, keep your both the legs together. Then as we did a kind of neck stretching posture, so we need to do one neck contraction posture also, Ardha Navasana. So just lock your head with your two hands. So slightly lift your head and stay here in this posture. So this is itself a good posture for the throat contraction, especially thyroid and parathyroid glands, as well as it is also good posture for the neck stretching. And 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then slowly get back to normal and relax your posture. and slightly wide your hands and wide your legs, and long, deep, slow inhalation and exhalation. Then after that, legs and hands together. Then open your right hand or left hand above to the head or completely on the floor. Towards that arm side, turn the body while keeping your remaining arm in front of the chest like a pillar, and your below hand must act like as a pillow. Then with the help of your four limbs, push the body up and slowly get up and sit down. All right, and now choose any convenient angle for the pranayam. Today, please remember, today we did a row of exercises. Vrikshasana, half lotus Vrikshasana, standing. Also standing posture, right angle posture, Samakonasana, and a double angle posture, Dvikonasana, and side plank posture, Santulanasana, exact side plank. Then in the same side plank variation, we did Vasishthasana, above leg lifting, some advanced balancing. And after that, in the sitting exercises, we did Dhanurasana or somewhat archer's posture, Dhanurakarshanasana for especially leg stretches. Then after that, we added last exercise Grivasana, including Ardha Navasana. So in a row of 7 to 8 postures, and in between interlude exercises also we did. Please remember, you can choose today's exercises as your regular schedules. And coming to pranayam, breathing exercise also very important. The people who are very busy in their regular activities and office works, when you have no time to do physical yoga postures, but if you have only 1 minute time schedule, do breathe in, breathe out properly in that 1 minute. Okay, keep your body straight and come to the any convenient comfortable posture, lotus or half lotus, or you can sit on the chair or you can sit next to the wall to keep your back as a support. You can use wall as a support for the back. The theory behind these practices is be very convenient and confident while doing the practices rather than looking forward for the rights or wrongs or alignments or copying or imitation of others. So don't do that. When you want to do, just make a trial instead of thinking everything. So keep your body straight and take a long, deep, slow inhalation and exhalation. So today also we have the same exercise pattern in pranayam. One is Kapalabhati, second one is Ujjayi Swasa or Ujjayi Pranayam, psychic breath. And before that we have mantra chanting and sloka chanting for the pranayam. When you have your traditional belief system, you can follow this chanting or you can follow only physical exercises. So coming to Pranamasana. Om Kesavaya Swaha, Om Madhavaya Swaha, Om Narayanaya Swaha, Om Adya Samadhi Tatpala Siddhyardham Asana Purvakan Pranayamadin Karishye. Om Sandhi Sandhi Sandhi. So in other words, it is saying that yoga practices, intermediate practices or beginner practices or advanced practices or too much advanced practices in the yoga as well as many yoga styles. So all the yoga practices purpose is same, called discipline and spiritual upliftment. To reach that level of spiritual upliftment, one should be aware of the physical level and mental level and social level health. So yoga is a very simple tool to give this to satisfy these three levels with the good health and prosperity. As we mentioned that yoga is a surest, swiftest and safest path to keep us fit and aware to make us reach towards the spiritual goals. And coming to Kapalabhati, so Kapalabhati, it is a Bastrava Loha Karasya Recha Purau Sasam Brahmau Kapalabhatir Vikyata Kapadosha Visoshini. Basically, it will kill the all mucus level disorders inside the body, especially skull level and face level. So here Kapala means skull, Bhati means it's a kind of illuminating, or we can understanding as a good perception, or it can be like a good knowledge also. Basically, it will give more clarity in the thought process.
So Kapalabhati, basically it is not only a physical exercise, it is a kind of practices, like it will elevate or it can provoke the internal, that subdual junctions which can cause of the spiritual upliftment. And coming to the next exercise called Ujjayi Swasa, Ujjayi Pranayam, it is also saying that Slashma Dosha Haram Kante Dehanala Vivardhanam Nadi Jalodhara Dhatu Gata Dosha Vinasanam Gachata Tishtata Karyam Ujjaya Kyantu Kumbhakam. Basically Ujjayi Pranayam or any kind of breathing exercises except this Kapalabhati, remaining pranayams should be performed with breath retentions or breath stopping techniques. Because of the view of online beginners, we are not creating any tough schedules. Whenever you have good interaction time, personal time with your yoga teacher, please take some good notes on this mudras and bandhas, which are very important in maintaining physical health and mental health. And here in Ujjayi Swas, it is saying that by proper way of Ujjayi practices with continuity in the practices, it can remove the excess of phlegm, excess of mucus from the throat, and stimulates the digestive fire, and also removes the dropsy and energize the nadis and dhatus, that invisible life energy channels. And next one is this Kapalabhati occurs unknowingly or automatically or spontaneously when one's mind will totally comes to the concentration or meditation points. And also this is the simple pranayam you can do while walking, while sitting, while doing your office work, or while doing your yoga also. This is a very simple and effective practices. And uh, actually coming to the practices, these are very simple and effective practice. So first keep your position straight and put your both the hands on the knees. You can hold your knees to keep your spinal cord erect, or you can put your chin mudra by turning your wrist, and you can put your index finger pressing towards the thumb. But anyhow, like total awareness should be on your present tense, on your posture making, on your breath, or at your eyebrow center. And we are doing now Kapalabhati, voluntary exhalations, involuntary inhalation. Sharp breathe out and slow breathe in. When you have any blood circulation complications, high blood pressure or low blood pressure, or ear complications, or any other related issues, do it very slow or avoid the practices. Then keep your position straight. We are doing Kapalabhati. Then first 10 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 regular inhalation, exhalation. Then after that, second spell Kapalabhati, 10 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1 regular inhalation, exhalation. And last spell of Kapalabhati, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1 quick inhalation and exhalation. Right, after Kapalabhati, give a small gap to do your remaining pranayam called Ujjayi Pranayam. Ujjayi Pranayam, as we know that it is a throat contracting pranayam. So while inhalation, so we have to contract the throat slightly to give that internal snoring sound, or somewhat baby snoring sound. The inhalation air should hit the walls of the internal nostrils, and it should create a kind of noise or a kind of sound as if like a small baby is doing snoring. And now keep your body straight. For only understanding, we can keep your finger at the throat level while inhalation. While contracting your throat, you can give extra press to keep that sound well. So yesterday also we did this Ujjayi Pranayam while keeping the camera just next to my face. So today also I am doing the same pranayam. Maybe my video technician may come forward to shoot this practice. And here inhalation while contracting the throat. And while exhalation, keep your hand down with the nose completely, slowly breathe out. Again, inhalation, breathe in. Then slowly come back. While doing this kind of exercises, participants may get kind of a cough or some inconvenience or some irritation at the throat. So at that point, please relax for a while. Again, resume the class. Then third inhalation. And slowly keep your hand down. Breathe out with the nose. And fourth inhalation. Then slowly complete breathe out with the nose. Last inhalation. And slowly complete breathe out with the nose. So 5 inhalations, 5 exhalations enough. When you have more time, you can choose more repetitions also. And now coming to next exercise, take a long deep inhalation, exhalation. So like in this week we are doing that Hrudaya Mudra or heart gesture. So basically it is good practice for the vital organ heart, as well as it is a very simple and convenient posture while doing your meditations or pujas or mantra sadhan or internal recitations. Also it is good practice to it helps to release pent up emotions and unburden the heart. As we mentioned that it is also very impressive mudra, impressive gesture for the heart's health. And please remember, it is very simple and effective remedy to get rid of the many kind of conflicts or crisis or emotional disturbances. But please do this kind of mudras with out and out devotion and with concentration. So here, open your right hand and fold your index finger completely down. Put your index finger ending point at your ball of the thumb. Then after that, press your mid finger and ring finger inside towards the thumb. Press them and your last finger remains the same, stretch out. Then here stretch your the two hands with Hrudaya Mudra forward on the knees. Very simple. Index finger fold at the ball of the thumb, and the tips of the mid finger, big finger and the ring finger must come closer to the thumb to press them. Then after that your remaining last finger should be stretched out. So while doing your regular yoga practices or while doing your regular mantra sadhan or your regular spiritual exercises, you can do this simple mudra also. Alright, then slowly come back. Then soon after your practices, just relax the mudras, relax your legs, relax your hands. And once you will totally able to finish your yoga practices, including meditations, and still more time required, more time is maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes required to give more relaxation to the body and mind through yoga nidra abhyas or power nap practices. It's basically a kind of relaxation therapy. And coming to end up of the exercises, once you will totally finish your yoga practices based on the strength level in your practices, based on the time and based on the intensity in the practices, it may advise you to give 15 minutes to half an hour time to give time for the bathing, and further 10 minutes time to take breakfast. This total timing depend on the people to people and person to person how they are doing their activities. In the afternoon, once you will be free from your activities before your lunch time, so try to give at least half an hour time to give power nap practice or to give yoga nidra practice to relax your body and mind. Basically, it will improve your productivity and quality of thinking and quality of decision making also. And in the evening, once you will be totally free from your activities and affairs before your dinner time, and try to take out your at least half an hour time to do yoga practices. In that, you can include back bending exercises, you can include inversion postures, and you can include leg stretchings also, along with your breathing and breath outs. Basically, evening bodies are very flexible comparatively morning, because after doing many activities, anyone's body will be flexible. So that please use that flexibility in making your yoga postures well. Like when we are meeting here at the same time, at the same content on Monday, we will still more good applications in yoga. Until then, take care of yourself and stay away from the bad habits and do yoga also. Thanking you all to giving me this wonderful opportunity.